tonight overturned.
We see abortion as a form of violence.
I say get the politics out of it and let the woman choose.
What today's decision means for Western New York and the ripple effect it could have. Grave concerns.
These people are buried here. They're at our disposal.
How the family members say their loved ones are being buried twice.
I'm tracking some hot temperatures for the upcoming weekend and timing out some storms for your Sunday.
Streaming live from downtown Buffalo, this is 7 News.
I'm actually kind of speechless right now. I'm overjoyed.
A mixed reaction to a historic decision announced today in the U.S. Supreme Court. Good evening, I'm Hannah Bueller. Today, the court made official what was leaked almost 2 months ago, overturning a near 50-year-old ruling that affirmed abortion rights in America. Now that decision will be left to the states. In a 5-4 ruling, the conservative majority overturned the 1973 decision in Roe v. Wade. This removes federal protection of abortion rights. It does not ban abortion, but now states can pass their own restrictions. Several states are already moving in that direction. But today, Governor Kathy Hochul said abortion services will still be legal in New York State. We have heard plenty of reaction from Western New York, the White House, and elsewhere. Michael Schwartz spoke with local pro-choice supporters. Senior reporter Eileen Buckley has the pro-life perspective. We will hear from them in just a moment, but we begin with our team coverage with Justin Finch live outside the Supreme Court tonight with, again, another live report and a historic day.
Good evening. It has been a day of demonstrations here in Washington. Crowds throughout the day arriving outside the U.S. Supreme Court. Crowds on either side of the abortion rights issue assembling outside of the court earlier today, awaiting that decision. And when it came down, there was a stark division in the reactions. Law enforcement at the ready outside the U.S. Supreme Court, where crowds have been gathering after word the court has overturned Roe v. Wade. The decision evoking different reactions from anti-abortion and abortion rights activists.
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
President Joe Biden blasting the decision, calling it out of step from the views of most Americans. Inside the Capitol, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi weighed in, and House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy showed support.
It's a slap in the face to women about using their own judgment to make their own decisions about their reproductive freedom.
Americans celebrate this historic victory because we know it will save the lives of millions of children.
For a near half-century, abortion has been a constitutional right, now overturned by the court's 6-3 conservative majority. In Jackson, Mississippi, the state at the center of the challenge to Roe v. Wade, mixed reaction.
I'm grateful to the Lord that Roe v. Wade has been overturned.
Women without means will suffer.
26 states are poised to severely restrict or outlaw abortion. 13 have so-called trigger laws banning abortion upon the court's decision to strike it down. Republican Senator Susan Collins calling out Justices Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, saying that their votes are inconsistent with views expressed on abortion rights and Roe v. Wade in their Supreme Court nomination hearings. And now across the U.S., Democrat-led states are expanding abortion access. Outside the U.S. Supreme Court, Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
As we mentioned, there has been plenty of reaction on both sides of this controversial issue. We begin now with Michael Schwartz live in downtown Buffalo. Michael, you spoke with pro-choice supporters. One of them called today's ruling, quote, insane.
Yeah, Hannah, good evening to you. It was not hard to get women in Buffalo to speak about today's ruling. They were left shaking their heads with sadness.
3 Buffalo women, all with the same view on Friday's ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade.
I was speechless. Kind of speechless right now. I think this is insane.
It's really sad.
Bothana Tobey now lives in Buffalo, but came to the U.S. in 2004 from Sudan. In Sudan, what is it like?
Oh, no. Abortion is kind of forbidden.
She says the U.S. has been viewed as the land of opportunity, not restrictions.
We are in America. I thought, we should have a right.
We are ingrained to have such pride for our country and be so proud of what we do here. And it doesn't feel that way anymore.
Lauren Shugart, a mother of two, says it's an interesting time right now in this country.
Every day it's a little bit harder to wake up and look at the news.
She says she found out the news on Twitter Friday morning and didn't think it was real.
I am just in disbelief that this is the world that we're living in 2022.
Having someone else like these people that we don't even know make decisions about us is just, I can't even think about it. It's very upsetting.
Katerina Prozvornina says this ruling is dangerous for women.
This is going to still happen. Abortions are going to continue. It's just no longer going to be safe. This is a huge step back for our society right now.
Multiple women tell me that they feel sad after yesterday's Supreme Court decision, expressing that they feel there's more rights for guns than women. It is important to note that it is legal to have an abortion still in New York. Those rights are protected here in New York State. Our senior reporter Eileen Buckley now joins us tonight. Eileen, you spoke to people on the other side of this issue.
That's right, Michael. Pro-life supporters are celebrating and applauding the U.S. Supreme Court's decision that will end a woman's right to an abortion. But they fear that more women will be coming here to New York State because it remains legal.
We're grateful for the recognition and the rehumanization of tiny children in utero.
I'm overjoyed.
For nearly 50 years, pro-lifers have been clearly divided against the pro-choice movement. Michelle Sterlace is the executive director of Feminists Choosing Life of New York. She met with me along with a new generation joining the pro-life movement, Rachel Grande.
The abortion industry almost perpetuates a belief that a woman needs to be able to have an abortion so she can be a social equal to a man, but I am a woman and I am celebrated because of my differences.
We're grateful that the U.S. Supreme Court has found the lack of any explicit abortion right in the U.S. Constitution.
But here in New York State, the 2019 Reproductive Health Care Act protects a woman's right to choose. Sterlace is highly critical of Governor Kathy Hochul's recent commitment of $35 million to support and protect abortion clinics in the state, and no support for pro-life clinics. Sterlace says instead the state should be helping impoverished women with unplanned pregnancies so they can have their child.
In New York, the rhetoric is choice, 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 but there is really a near non-existent choice for poor women facing unplanned pregnancies to choose birth rather than to abort their unborn children.
I asked both women if they would consider exceptions when it comes to the issue of an unwanted pregnancy due to rape.
At the moment of conception, there is a distinct strand of DNA. That is a separate life. And so, yes, it is an unfortunate occurrence that people get raped, and it's tragic, and that's a tragedy, but it doesn't change the fact that what's inside the mother's womb is a distinct life.
If there was pending policy that carved out a rape exception, we would support that, because the number of abortions that occur because of rape or incest are so minor. So it's almost a red herring.
Both women say, as feminists, they would like to begin conversations with the pro-choice movement to begin searching for solutions for women in poverty so that they can help those women who are pregnant as well as children. Live in the newsroom tonight, Eileen Buckley, 7 News.
Eileen, thank you. The Supreme Court decision does not directly ban abortion, but it does allow states to outlaw it themselves. We've already seen this happen. This map from ABC News shows the 26 states that are expected to ban or restrict abortion rights. Already 13 states have passed trigger laws prohibiting abortion now that the Supreme Court is ruling official. Planned Parenthood says this ruling will remove abortion rights for about 36 million women across the country. New York State and Pennsylvania are not among them.
To think that the Supreme Court says there is absolutely no constitutional right to an abortion, something that we've had in our state since 1970, for our nation since 1973, Roe v. Wade. So this is turning back the tides of time of progress.
Issued in Dobbs' case was a victory for life, for family. It was a victory for the Constitution. It was a victory for federalism. It was the correct decision.
Republican gubernatorial candidate Andrew Giuliani says he is celebrating the decision. Democrat Tom Suozzi condemned it. We have not heard from other candidates, Jumaane Williams, Harry Wilson, or Rob Astorino. This Supreme Court ruling included a statement from one justice that could set a precedent for other settled issues to be given a fresh look. Justice Clarence Thomas wrote, quote, "We should reconsider all of this court's substantive due process precedents, including Griswold, Lawrence, and Obergefell. Those were previous decisions that allow the use of contraception, same-sex relationships, and same-sex marriage." The Supreme Court affirmed marriage equality in 2015, 11 years after Massachusetts became the first state to allow same-sex couples to wed. Today we spoke with the Pride Center of Western New York during Pride Month about the potential ripple effect on today's ruling.
Just having Clarence Thomas just even have the nerve to say that, it's very devastating. For me, especially being a woman of color and a woman of faith, a woman of trans experience, who's experienced challenges in every life's capacity, to have that for someone who really looks like me, that hits home differently.
A census report last year said there are about 560,000 same-sex couples who are married in the United States. You can find much more reaction from Western New York and elsewhere to today's Supreme Court decision. It's on WKBW.com. 7 News at 5. We'll be right back.